This is a brief demo of my FlightLog program. At the moment, my FlightLog program shares space with my weather program. I have my own weather station, and it enables me to record weather readings that are at the same time as my flights so that I can review what weather conditions were like when I flew. So to get right into it, I'll call up the FlightLog program. On this screen, before I go into too many details about the FlightLog program, um, my purpose here is going to just show how little effort is required and how much you're able to get as a result of a small amount of effort inputting data. I'll briefly explain this main screen. Uh, the FlightLog program is oriented around the idea of flight session. Within a flight session, you might go to your flying field, wherever that might be, and fly one or several planes, maybe multiple times, maybe only once. So that would be a flight session. Within a flight session, you'd have flights with your different airplanes. So on the left side, we have the main flight session log, which is here. And you can see the details of any flights that you made um, in the flight sessions, information on the batteries used for each flight, and if you have a data stream such as a video file or telemetry file, you can associate that with a particular flight, any number of files. But in order to record information, you need to have a list of what airplanes and batteries and locations you fly at. So on the right side of the screen, in the green grids, first of all, my list of planes, which you'd enter when you start up the program initially. Um, you'd have your batteries. Um, this screen allows you to filter. For example, I click the 6. These are all my 6-cell batteries. These are all my 4-cell batteries. And my 1-cell, 2-cell. I don't have any 3-cell at the moment, or 7 or 8-cell. So, but I do have a 5-cell, a couple of 5-cells. At any rate, you can filter and just show which batteries are, are of interest at that point. And on the final grid is the flight locations. You can enter those and record where you flew when you fly. So let me show basically how easy it is to enter something. I'll enter from August 14th. When you initially call up the screen, it defaults to this month and this day and the approximate hour, but this was the 14th that I flew, and the time was 20:45, and I flew for 6 minutes. One flight, and flew the Piranha Yellow. Now, the Piranha is highlighted in blue because amongst my planes here, which I didn't explain, um, we have different color codes. Green means it's an active plane and it's flyable. Yellow means it's active but not flyable. Like this Phantom, it's still in the box, I haven't built it yet. The Piranha Orange, it's it needs work, so it's not flyable, but it's an active plane. The Piranha Yellow is in blue. It's because I've checked as the default plane. If I were to check, for example, the Havoc, it would be in blue. But by default, it is this list here is the current models that are active, and you can pick whichever one you want to fly, whichever one you did fly. And just for convenience, that's why I have this default. You don't have to click anything if it's the default plane and the default location. So we had one flight. I'll click New Session, and already knows the time, how many flights. So it's just asking me what battery. Happens to have been battery 40. I record the internal resistance uh, as indicated by my charger. The minutes and seconds of the flight, 5, 5. Final percentage left on the battery, and I record the low and high cell. If you have the milliamp hours used, you can record that. You can also record notes about the flight, about that particular battery, perhaps, on that flight, or about the flight itself. You have comments you can put in. So that's all there is to it. You enter your day and hour, number of minutes, number of flights, and which planes you flew, and your battery information. Maybe takes 30 seconds to enter that information. So what do you get from entering all this? Well, first, we do have the flight session log, and you can click on any particular flight session and take a look at what you flew. Thursday, Piranha Yellow. Um, on Sunday, I flew it twice, 2 flights. On Wednesday, I had about 9 flights actually. Um, and we have the breakdown here. Flew the Havoc 80 with battery 27. I flew it again with 28. I flew my F-16, and that's the battery information. Flew the Avanti. With the Avanti, I flew 2 batteries, and on each flight, on this one, I flew battery 37 and 38 in parallel. Gave me 9,000 milliamp hours. And likewise, these 2 batteries for the last flight. So you can have multiple batteries for any particular flight. Most people won't; they'll just have one battery. But like I have for the Havoc flights and the F-16 flights. But you can review that, and you can see what the battery information was. If you had a video file, let me let me put one in just for the heck of it to show. Click New. It's a video file. Double click the location, and we'll click this video. You can play the file um, like this, and here's this happens to have been the video from my 5 year in a row flight, um, 5 year flying every day. This was the end of the year 5. So anyway, Piranha. So you can have any number of video files or telemetry files, like I said, that you want. It's basically unlimited. You won't have more than one. If you have one, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but you have various choices. It could be a telemetry stream, an audio file, photos, picture gallery, and you can associate with any particular flight. All right, that's interesting. But suppose you want to know something more. Suppose I want to know, let's say, about my Havoc flights. I'll double click the Havoc. It calls up my information screen. I can click the flights, and there are all the flights for the Havoc. And each flight, if you have some comments, they would appear here. The comments that you recorded, and it shows you the battery information for each flight. So there's some comments there. Um, I include a picture of each airplane with the information. You can also get to the history of a plane by clicking Show History, and it just eliminates the information on the plane itself, where you bought it, how much you paid, just the plane and all the flights. Okay, that's good. Suppose you want to know about batteries. So let's take a look here. How about battery 41? Um, show its history. Let me pick a different battery. How about battery 37? I try to put a picture of every battery along with its information. So we got the battery history, the date, the plane it flew, the percentage of charge at the end, low and high cell, and internal resistance information, minutes and seconds for that particular flight for that battery, and all that information. If you, I am trying to keep track of my batteries, see how long they're going to perform. If they start to not be able to be flown as long, not have the punch, maybe I can look at review how many times did I stress that battery flying, way too far into the into its capacity. I like to fly and leave the battery at about 20% capacity. But at any rate, we've got all the general information about each plane, the number of charges at each battery, the number of charges. Likewise, on the planes, I have the number of flights. You add a flight, that count would increase. So, what else can we show? Well, I've got some statistics. I got a statistics screen that I made just for kind of grins and giggles. I put some information up. The lowest temperature I've flown. This pulls it right out of the database. And the date, highest temperature, highest wind, 44 miles an hour, last March 27th, 1 in the afternoon. Highest rain rate, I fly in the rain. Night flights, 442. And I've got these grids here that basically allow you to drill down and get information starting from the locations. So here, the first one, the home location, 1,094 flights. And here we have the basic flight information. There were 2 flights, um, and both Piranha Yellow. Um, I don't fly my big jets at home because I only have a grass landing strip. But as you drive down on a particular date, the battery information start and the plane that was flown in appears over here. Take a look at Johnson County Airport. Okay, August 10th, there we had all these flights. Drill down, July 22nd, those flights. So we have these information screens. So you get all of that information um, with this detail, uh, with very little effort on your part. You're able to get a tremendous amount of information. That is basically all I wanted to show on this flight log program at the moment. Uh, it is co-located with my weather database, as I mentioned, and here on each flight session, when I fly at home, the information about the wind, temperature, rain, actually all of my weather data, UV, not all of it, but all the pertinent stuff. Um, high and low temperatures, and high and low wind when I flew. Um, if I were to sell this program, I would probably strip out the weather information, possibly because I don't expect people will have a weather station that they can suck data from. But at any rate, this this uh, this is the program as it stands right now and its capabilities. Thanks for watching.